finally got it right. Ni hao tong sui. This is your teacher, Mr. Brown, and this is our third recorded session for this term for students in grades 1 and 2. We're continuing our theme on gardens and looking at what's in our garden. So in a moment we're going to sing our song, the new one that we were looking at last week. Later on we'll take a look at a few of our words that we looked at last week for different things you can find in the garden. And Rudi's also been taking some photos of what's in his garden, and he'd love to show us that as well. Finally, we've also got a craft that we'll be looking at, making a frog, a qīng. So you'll be able to have a lot of fun with that. But firstly, I'd like us to have a look at our new song that we looked at last week. So I'm going to have the words just appear right down there, so you'll be able to sing along as well. So let's get started. I'm going to play this through twice too. Xing qi yi, xing qi hai you xing qi sang. Xing qi se, xing qi wu, xing qi lu, xing qi tian. Xing qi yi, xing qi hai you xing qi sang. Xing qi se, xing qi wu, xing qi lu, xing qi tian. Yi xing qi you qi tian. 每天都好，因为你是我的朋友。一星期有7天，和每天都好，因为你是我的朋友。Now let's try that one again. How did you go? Okay, let's do it again. 星期一。星期二，还有星期三，星期四，星期五，星期六，星期天，星期一，星期二，还有星期三，星期四，星期五，星期六，星期天，一星期有7天，和每天都好。因为你是我的朋友，一星期有7天，和每天都好。因为你是我的朋友。How did you go? 很好. Okay, let's take a look at what's next. Well, let's take a look at some of the things we can find in the garden. Now, these are just a few of the things. So, some of you, if you take a look around, might have a qīng. We're going to be making one of these today. Qīng. You or someone in your family might be growing some of these. Shu cai. Okay, here's our next one. Most backyards will have a lot of this growing. Xiao, some grass. Xiao. And everywhere you go, even inside, they won't look exactly like this, but there will be something like it. Zhizhu, a spider. At our place, we have plenty of these. Qiao mei. And we don't have any of these, and which makes Rudi very sad. These are his favourites, of course. Xiangjiao. Okay, let's go see what Rudi's up to. Okay, so Rudi has, he's a very keen gardener, and he's put together some photos of some things that he'll find in his huayuan, his garden. Okay, so Rudi, let's put some photos up here and you can talk about it. Okay, our first photo, that's a hua. So you've got hua in your garden? 对，我的花园有花. Okay, so your garden has 有 a hua. Okay, hey, that's good. Okay, let's have a look at our next photo. What have we got here? 我的花园有草. Oh, your garden has grass too. 对. Okay, that's very good. Okay, what's the next one we have here? Oh, you've got another hua, or you've got some mifeng there. So, what are you going to say there? 我的花园有蜜蜂. So, your garden has bees. 有. So it has. 对. Okay, so, hey, this is a good photo. Oh, what have you got here? 我的花园有鸟. Your garden has a bird. You keep a bird there. 对, 是的. Okay, you've got one there. Great. Let's have a look at our next photo. Rudi, what is this? 我的花园有鱼 a crocodile. 对吗？对. A crocodile. 对. 我有鱼. You've got a crocodile. We've done this before. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the next photo. What have we got? Rudi, what's this? 我的花园有鲨鱼 a shark. 对. 我有鲨鱼. You've got a shark. 我有一个鲨鱼. He's got a shark. Rudi. 对吗？对。我有. I think we better go to a craft. 有. Alright, we're going to a craft right now. Now, this is the craft that we're going to be making this week. So it is a qīng, a frog. So, with this frog, your sheet is going to look like this. And I've got some instructions. The first instruction is fold the dotted line, which is right down the middle. Do a reverse fold. That's when you fold it behind itself. Then cut on the thick line. There's a thick black line along here. And then unfold it, colour, and remember, qīng frogs can be very colourful. So here's one I prepared earlier. I'll show you what I mean. So here's one I prepared earlier. So step 1, do a reverse fold. So that's when you fold it behind itself like that. So you should see half a frog. Now, the next thing you need to do is to cut along that thick black line. So I've got my scissors here. Let's do that. And so when you've done that, you'll find that you've got a whole frog. Now, I've made sure to draw the eyes as correctly as possible, where they've got that beady kind of look with their eyes. Think of Kermit. If any of you remember who Kermit is, your mum and dad might. I think your grandparents definitely will. Okay, so then moving on down here, cutting down here, just around his fingers. Now what I've done with the hands and fingers too, so I've made sure to draw all of his fingers and toes together, so you don't have to worry about cutting right down, say in between the fingers, and risk cutting his fingers off. So that way it just makes it a bit easier for you guys, and that's fine. But it's still a little bit tricky going around all the little bumps of the pads of his fingers. Next time you see a frog, have a good look at their hands and their fingers, because they have these little sticky pads where we have our fingertips, and that's what they used to stick to rocks, to walls, to glass windows. My friends who grew up on a farm had often have frogs and sometimes a few geckos climbing up the outside of their dining room window, because when they were having tea, they had the lights on and it was dark outside, so all these insects would climb up the side of their windows and they'd be flying around the windows, and the frogs and the geckos would be there ready to eat them. They'd climb up, hop up, and you could see lots and lots of frogs just eating all these tiny little mosquitoes and moths as they turned up. Anyway, moving along, just cutting out the last part of this frog, keeping close to the thick line there. Okay, get rid of that piece of paper, put that in the bin later. So it's just in the way. There we go, get rid of that. And here's the frog. Okay, so here's half the frog, half the qīng. Unfold the qīng. There it is. Now what I've done is I've drawn it so like you're looking down on top. So, if you can imagine him hopping along, you can say, but if you want to draw a face there, that's up to you too. So from there, you just get a texture. I'll see what I've got. I think I've got one here. I'm just going to use orange, but you can use whatever colour you like, of course. And just finish off the frog, finish off his fingers, his eye. Then you can add your colour. And I can finish off his bottom leg later. And there's your qīng. Zaijian tong shui. Have a great week this week. Hope you have a lot of fun making that qīng. Thank you so much everyone who's been taking photos of your work and sending it in. It's been terrific to see what you guys have been up to, hasn't it? Dway. Okay, so have a great week. Get out there and have a look inside your garden and see what's about. It's great fun when you get out there and have a look. Dway. Okay. Zaijian, have a good week. Zaijian tong shui. See you later.